A Chinese-made American flag costs about $3. An American-made one costs about $30. And right now, a large share of the flags sold in this country are imported, most of them the Chinese kind. This is how the American flag stopped being American, the company that just got caught lying about it, and the three flag makers that never left. Start with the LIE, because it's a fresh one. In April of 2026, the Federal Trade Commission came down on two companies, Americana Liberty and Three Nations, for a scam that's almost too on the nose to believe. Behind them were three people with names: Maximiliano Ojeda, Virginia Hilfiger, and Julian Groves. They sold American flags, flagpole kits, and patriotic gear plastered with phrases like 100% American-made tough and built by Americans for Americans. The flags were made in China, wholly imported, the FTC found, or built from foreign parts, then wrapped in language engineered to make a shopper's chest swell with pride at the register. It wasn't just false advertising either. The FTC also found they'd skipped the mandatory country of origin labels the Textile Act requires. On top of lying about what was actually on the label, the companies agreed to hand back about $168,000 to the people they fooled. And that case wasn't a freak accident. It was part of an entire sweep of Made in USA crackdowns the FTC ran to mark the country's 250th birthday. When the government throws a party for America and has to spend it policing fake American flags, something has gone very wrong. The trick is legal cover. Made in America sounds absolute, but the label has soft edges. A product can wave that phrase around while quietly carrying parts from Canada or Mexico. And the math does the rest of the dirty work. A Chinese flag lands on the shelf for $3, maybe $4. An American mill, buying American cotton and nylon, paying American wages, running American machines, can't make that same flag for under about $30. So the shopper grabs the cheap one, the store stocks more of the cheap one, and every year a little more of the American flag stops being American. There's a real tariff on Chinese flags, and the people who still make them here will tell you flatly, it isn't nearly enough to close a $27 gap. Now the part that should make you put your coffee down. For years, the single biggest buyer of American flags in the country, the United States government, was allowed to buy flags that were only half American. 50%. The flags over federal buildings, the flags at national cemeteries, and the flags folded into triangles and handed to the families of soldiers who came home in a box. That 50% threshold came from the Buy American Act, the general rule for federal purchases, a much looser standard than the Berry Amendment, the stricter law that already forces the Pentagon's own textiles to be nearly all American. Flags just weren't covered by the stricter rule. They fell through the gap in between. That finally changed on July 30th, 2024, when the All-American Flag Act was signed into law. From that day forward, any flag the federal government buys, building on the existing framework of the Buy American Act, has to be 100% American. Materials and manufacturing, all of it. It took an act of Congress to guarantee that the flag draped over a fallen service member was actually made in the country they died for. Read that back. It took a law. While Washington argued, the pressure never let up. Industry researchers now put the entire domestic flag manufacturing workforce at fewer than 500 people nationwide, generating about $84 million a year, a fraction of what it once was, and still shrinking. And even after the 2024 law passed, the loopholes did not fully close. Chinese sellers kept finding ways to sell flags to government agencies anyway, which is why lawmakers introduced the Make American Flags in America Act in 2025, a follow-up bill written for one reason: to close the gaps the first law left open. Every one of those shrinking employment numbers is a person who used to make the American flag for a living and now does not. Which brings us to the ones still standing. Annin Flagmakers has been sewing flags since 1847, older than the telephone, older than the state of California. An Annin flag draped Abraham Lincoln's coffin on its final journey home. Annin flags have flown at every presidential inauguration since Zachary Taylor's in 1849, an unbroken tradition that's still running today. And when the Marines raised the flag over Mount Suribachi on Iwo Jima in 1945, the moment behind one of the most reproduced photographs in American history, that flag came from Annin too. So did the flag Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin planted on the surface of the moon during Apollo 11. It's still up there. And through all of it, Annin never left. Every Annin flag is still sewn by hand in the United States, in South Boston, Virginia, and Coshocton, Ohio, from fabric woven in America. Industry researchers rank them as the largest flag manufacturer left in the country, and they got there without once shipping the work overseas. Nearly 180 years in, they are still the oldest name in the business, and still the biggest. Valley Forge flag traces back to 1882, when it started out making burlap sacks, not flags. It found its way into the flag business during World War I, and by 1932 had opened a dedicated sewing factory in Spring City, Pennsylvania, the true birth of the Valley Forge flag brand. Its Elizabeth Ross line, named after Betsy Ross, the woman history credits with sewing the first American flag, is sewn and embroidered entirely by hand in the United States, supporting more than 450 American jobs. And remember that loophole, the one that lets American-made hide foreign parts? Valley Forge shut that door on itself, on purpose. When they say all American, they mean the thread. Then there's Eder, founded in 1887, though it started out making pillows, felt pennants, and hunting jackets, and didn't turn to flags specifically until 1903. More than a century later, now headquartered in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, Eder is one of the largest flag makers left in the country, and it's spent the last few years pushing lawmakers for real enforcement, working through the flag industry's own trade association to press for the simple idea that the American flag should actually be an American product. They aren't just surviving the pressure, they're pushing back on it. So here's where the $3 and the $30 finally meet. When you buy the cheap flag, you're not just saving $27. You're buying a flag made by people who don't fly it, in a country it doesn't represent, sold to you by companies willing to lie about all of it. When you buy the $30 flag from Annin, Valley Forge, or Eder, you're paying for American cotton, American thread, American hands, and a century-and-a-half refusal to take the easy way out. It's the one purchase where the label isn't marketing. It's the whole point. The flag is supposed to mean made here. 3 companies still make sure it does. The least the rest of us can do is spend the extra $27 to prove them right.